Thank you very much, Joe. Deontay, you're a warrior. You proved that tonight. You did not want your corner to stop it. First off, how are you?
I'm doing good. You know, things like this happen. The best man won tonight, but my coach, my side, threw in the towel, and you know I'm ready to go out on my shield, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of things going on coming into this fight, but it is what it is. You know, my leg was already weak coming in due to other little things. But, you know, I make no excuses tonight. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of things going on coming into this fight, but it is what it is. You know, my leg was already weak coming in due to other little things. But, you know, I make no excuses tonight.
Shout out to Pat OB for sponsoring man in the Patreon. Any other generals out there who want to support the YB, join Team YB, request content, receive daily exclusive videos, check me out, patreon.com/the YB. So we just heard there from Deontay. Oh man, I had a bad camp on my leg, you know. I don't want to make any excuses. Listen, boss. So life is so ironic, so ironic. When AJ lost in June 1st, Wilder came out, oh man, you quit, you a quitter, you quit, this, that, the other. He came out and he was smoky, he was full of it. He had the WBC championship, he was undefeated, he had legends like Lennox Lewis talking about how he's the hardest hitting heavyweight of all time. He had all this stuff going on. He had all this swagger about him. Now he finds himself knocked out by the self-proclaimed pillow fist. And what was he saying? What did he say? Did he take it with grace? Oh man, there's a lot of things that y'all don't know, and my camp, and my leg, and listen, boss. The crazy thing is, yeah, when you look at AJ, for example. AJ, before June 1st, there were rumours of AJ being hurt in sparring. There were marks on AJ's face, etc, 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 etc. Wilder, I've never seen him so bright, and even AJ's demeanour before June 1st, he just didn't look right. He looked zombified, he looked cloned, he looked aired out, he looked like he was suffering with concussion, bottom line. Yeah? And there's an old saying, there's no smoke without fire. And even having said that, actually, after December 7th, AJ even came out and said that, yeah, I'm going to write a book one day and maybe I'll put it in there, kind of thing. And in my opinion, he's clearly protecting certain people. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, that's what AJ came out and did. He took it all in his grace, said nothing, sucked it all up. Meanwhile, Wilder comes out, and all he's got to say is a whole bag of excuses. Oh man, my leg, and my camp, and this, that, the other. And like I was saying, AJ had clear evidence of things that weren't right. And even then, even when there's blatant evidence, and even AJ haters were pointing it out. Ego did a video pointing out the marks below AJ's eye. Joey Duaco, the alleged man who did it, who knocked AJ out in sparring, he didn't deny it, so which more or less inversely confirms it, etc, etc. The point is, Wilder, we haven't heard nothing out of Wilder's camp. In fact, I did videos talking about how Wilder was turning his shots over for the first time, was banging the pads really well. And look, and he wants to talk about his leg wasn't right. Go and look at all the videos. His legs are moving fine. And let's get something right as well. What do we know about Wilder? Wilder's legs, it's not like his name's, let's say Tyson Fury, yeah? Let's say Tyson Fury of old. Not this new one. I'm talking like the one that used to skip around the place. Let's say Wilder was known as someone like that. Fair enough. Oh, he hurt his leg, yeah, whatever. Wilder's one of the most flat-footed fighters going. He plods along. Don't get me wrong. He's got the athletic twitch because he's got very skinny legs, which means when you haven't got a lot of mass, it's easy for them to twitch. And he's got that. Obviously, as an athlete, he's got fast twitch fibers, but still, you kind of plod. He just walks around the ring, doesn't he? Wilder does. He don't skip around the ring. In fact, I've never seen Wilder kind of skipping or trying to be Ali. He walks around the ring. He walks forward. He takes a step back. He takes a step forward. So even if there was a problem with your leg, which there wasn't, because by the way, the whole fight we saw no problems with your leg until you got busted in the ear. It wasn't until the 3rd round when you got knocked out that your legs started going, and your legs weren't going before, so explain it. No, Wilder. What you needed to come out with and say, listen guys, no excuses. Oh, and by the way, if it looked like I was Bambi on ice, that's because Fury hit me so hard in my clot that my jelly legs was gone. I was feeling like my little brother Marcelos. That's what you needed to do. Or say nothing at all. And that's why it's best to say nothing at all. Otherwise, when you come out making excuses, people like the YB with IQ are going to come out and cook your excuses up. Because there was no foundation for them. Like I said, you don't use your legs. Number 1. Number 2, you didn't show no signs of no dodgy legs for the first part of the fight. In fact, Wilder was heroically leaping in, was he not? Wilder was heroically leaping in and stepping in to jab to the body. Wilder's a slightly smaller fighter, so it made sense for him to jab to the body. Now what do we know? To jab to the body, you have to propel your front foot with your back foot. And not only that, so that means, for example, when you stepping in and jabbing to the body, it's a very explosive movement, because you have to kind of step in and step out really quickly. Otherwise, you can get counted, obviously. So when Wilder was stepping in, to step in, your back foot, your right foot, you have to really push off it. Especially when your stance is as wide as Wilder's is. So that means, and he threw quite a few body shots like that. So that tells me that it couldn't have been your right foot that was injured. It couldn't have been your right leg that was injured, because you was exploding in with that. Now, the other side of that is this. Also, when you explode in with a body shot like that, when you step in and you kind of step in with a body shot, you also have to take a lot of pressure on your lead foot. Yeah? That left hand, when you jab, when you step in, when you come underneath and jab to a body, and you drive from your back foot, from your right foot, you have to land with your left foot. Now, for example, look at David Haye. When David Haye's Achilles went, he weren't driving nowhere. His feet weren't stabilising nowhere. His feet weren't landing nowhere. Wilder was able to drive with his right foot, drive a solid body jab into Fury, land with his left foot, and push back out again with his left foot. Because once you've landed your jab to the body, you also then have to get back out of range by pushing with your left foot back away again. So you're back to equilibrium. All of which requires both legs to be functioning. And he was doing that proficiently. In fact, to be fair, throughout the whole fight, that was his best work. So what do you mean your leg? What do you mean something wrong with your legs? Now don't get me wrong, we know that what is wrong with your legs. What's wrong with your legs is, and I'm sure you know, I'm not blowing my head up, but I'm sure some of these fighters listen to the YB, you know. Because who's been the only one talking about Wilder's leg consistently? These men need to contact the YB and we'll sort your legs out alright. You need to be in the gym doing I'm talking heavy weight, low reps. I'm talking 3 rep max. That's what Wilder needs to be doing in the gym. 5 sets of 3 rep max all year round. And then obviously taper into fights and drop it down. But still, the last 2 weeks don't do no weights. But that's what you need to be doing, because you ain't got no stability in them. You just ain't got none. That's why the first thing that hit you was on QUEER Street. That's what you was on. The first half sharp shot that hit you. And let's get something straight. I've already taken my hat off to Fury's performance. But let's not get it twisted. Fury, with only 7 weeks in the Kronk gym, like he pointed out himself, he's not the biggest puncher. And still, he had you on Merkel Street. Nothing to do with your camp. Your camp was perfect. It's embarrassing, man. Truly embarrassing to see a man go from being the anointed. Oh, I'm anointed. All of a sudden, oh man, I had problems with my camp and my leg and all this goofy stuff. Hella goofy. No, what happened with your legs was, not only did you get clapped upside your clot, also, you had a 270-pound man, and it's crazy, you know, on my Patreon. I sent a video, and don't worry, I'm going to eventually put it on my main channel, but I sent a video to my Patreon dons exposing Wilder's legs and showing how fundamentally flawed they are. And you wait, this next few weeks we're going to get it out there to everyone, but obviously the man on the Patreon get the exclusives in advance. But anyway, the point is, I sent it out, and Wilder's legs, they are flawed. He has got no legs underneath him. There ain't nothing underneath him. So not only when Fury hit him with the 1-2 did he feel buzz.com, also you have to take into account you've got Fury, coming in 270 pounds. Oh yes, 270 pounds, 6'9" of inside fightingness. Fury coming in with the strategy, the same strategy that Cunningham. I'm so glad, man. I'm not saying that Fury watched any of my videos, but I'm saying I'm so glad that Fury came in with that Steve Cunningham strategy. Went in there, and as it pertains to Wilder's legs, what I'm saying is, so not only did you get buzzed by Fury, you also had a big man, and Fury, to his credit, was really weighing. You could see Fury really putting his chin on Wilder's shoulder, really getting his chin and his shoulder onto Wilder's shoulder, just to weigh all over him. You could see him really dragging down. You could see Fury getting him in headlocks and just weighing all over him. That stuff's draining, trust me. It's draining. I haven't done much sparring myself, but I'm telling you now, it's draining. Especially when you haven't got the foundations. Does that make sense? It's one thing, like for example, we know Fury's bigger than AJ, 2 or 3 inches taller than AJ. If Fury gets AJ in a headlock, AJ's got them big tree trunks to support him. If anything, AJ can just, if it's an illegal thing, AJ can just kind of pick him up and kind of drop him down. Wilder can't do that. Wilder doesn't have the legs for it. The only thing Wilder was close to doing was falling over, and that's what he ended up doing. He ended up, anytime near the clinch, he'd end up avoiding the clinch by just putting his head earmuffs on. Did you see it? Towards the end of the fight, he didn't even want to clinch with Fury. He'd rather just stand there and take shots, because it was so draining. It was better for him to sit there and take shots than it was for him to clinch, because he didn't want to be he didn't want to be weighed on. And that was one of the key things I said. Fury, go in there and weigh all over him. And it's funny, people say, oh, Fury, YB, don't know what you're talking about. This is what I was saying when we were talking about Chisora beating Wilder. Imagine Chisora in there now. Imagine Chisora all over him. Chin down, hands up, all over him, giving him no time to breathe. Even Chisora isn't as tall, so it'd have been harder for him to weigh on him, but Chisora does it differently. Chisora weighs on your chest. He kind of pushes you down into the corner and just hangs on your waist kind of thing. And he's throwing a lot of shots. But anyway, that's this whole Fury, that's that whole Wilder thing debunked. Yeah? There wasn't no problem with your camp, and there wasn't no problem with your legs. The only problem with your legs was caused as a result of the fight. And I feel sorry for Wilder, because he almost sounds like oh man, my legs have forsaken me. Oh grandmama, I thought I was anointed by God. Why have my legs forsaken me? Your legs have forsaken you because, number one, your training team don't know what they're doing. And number two, you had a man in there, too big, too strong, Carl Froch style. You're not meant to be honest, and just the actual scary thing is actually thinking about it. I forgot, Wilder came in his heaviest. He came in 231. So imagine if Wilder had came in 210. Imagine it. I reckon he'd have been just falling over. Just any time there'd have been a clinch, I reckon he just collapsed. He did anyway, to be honest. But this right here was embarrassing from Wilder. And this is how you know he's a true on-top bully fighter. These on-top bully fighters, they all have the same excuses. All of them have this. They always have an excuse afterwards. And that's why I did respect AJ. Even though I kind of begged him for an excuse. I respected him purely because he had none. Wilder meant to be this big guy. Wilder with all the advice. After AJ lost, he had all the advice, all the things to do. Now he's in that situation. He's silent. Got nothing to say apart from excuses. Oh, my leg and my camp and all these different bits and bobs. Which you've got no proof for. Muppet.